First and foremost, we're going to start off by giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, we give peace and salutations unto the elect. All right. And I just wanted to do a quick response. I seen the elder Manat Zakba just went into this as well. Dealing with Vocab Malone, being hired by the NFL. As you can see this retweet, Vocab Malone was hired by the NFL to come in the locker rooms to debunk and discourage black players who were learning about being Hebrew Israelites. And, I saw this earlier and I said, who knows if there's any truth to this. All right, but I noticed it was Vocab Malone who retweeted this. All right, now, or reposted this. And then we're going to go into the comment section to show you that it is true. All right, but, basically they're trying to stop, what is, and they're fighting against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai himself. Now, the scriptures say that the Lord would have war with Amalek from generation to generation. And when this guy, Vocab Malone, visited GMS Dallas, I told him to his face that he was an agent, and I told him who sent him. All right, and if you could have saw the smirk on his face and the look, it was priceless. And we know that this guy's an agent, all right, and this all but solidifies it, all right. And as we said, he may have disappeared into the background, but he's definitely working on more and more campaigns to demonize and come up against this truth, even present us as terrorists. That's what his job was from the get-go, okay, to link Hebrew Israelites to Islam and ultimately terrorism. Okay, and he's not going to stop. Now, he's going to lose, okay, and the beauty of everything is that this testimony is what covers us, all right? This testimony is what makes us innocent, because all that they're going to try and say that we are, our testimony covers us, and that's how we overcome this devil, by the blood of Yahushai and by the words of our testimony. And what's happening is this word, as the scripture said it would do, okay, is being taught throughout the four quarters of the earth. And you have all sorts of Israelites waking up, okay, waking up, talking about this, because they have these players on like lockdown, okay, they're sitting around, they're like in some sort of captivity, all right. So even with this whole pandemic, everybody's sitting down, and what are they doing? They're looking at YouTube, they're looking at the internet, okay, and what's happening is you'll have a few players, start to talk about it and whisper about it. Then they'll spread it to other players. And what you see happening is, even in the NFL, even in the NBA, you have particular of these players whispering about being Israelites. And it's getting on the coach's nerves. And there's nothing you can do to stop it, Vocab. Okay? Because there's already particular brothers who were in the NFL. And who are still there, all right, who woken up. You got particular brothers who were in the NFL who are leading camps, preaching his word, fulfilling prophecy, standing on our feet as a great army. Now, this is funny. Let's see here. This guy reposted it. Let's read it. It said, Vocab Malone, the pen name of a Christian author and critic, all right, an expert on Hebrew Israelism. Now, how in the hell is he an expert on what we are? You see, here it is. The scripture said the Hebrew Israelites in the latter days, a remnant will return to who they are. Okay, stand on our feet, detached from the powers that be. Those who smote them, all of these prophecies about what's actually happening, and we're fulfilling it, and they're like the Death Adder. They cannot have it because within the system of Edomite supremacy, you are only supposed to be what you are, and we know what they deem you. Okay, 3/5 of a human being, and then they're using that same science to push forth all of this goddamn madness, man, that they're pushing forth in the form of what you see happening. You know what I'm talking about. And now we're supposed to turn to that same science, that same pseudoscience, and trust in it above the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and the prophets. Hell no. And they're trying hard as hell to stop it, and it ain't going to stop. It's only going to grow, and you're fighting against a brazen wall, as the scripture said. It says, an expert on Hebrew Israelism who publishes educational videos on religions to YouTube, okay, says that he's been contacted by several NFL chaplains who are concerned that Hebrew Israelism is creeping into the league. Okay? And why is that? Because you have players in the background talking about this word. The coaches are getting whiff of it. You got particular players, you know, because it may be like a secret thing, but you'll have like a, another player who will overhear it, and then they'll go tell, you know. So it's spreading, man. It's creeping into the league. It's been there. All right, he says chaplains have asked him how to identify early warning signs and how to talk to a player, all right, who is expressing interest in it. And you acting like this is some sort of sickness or disease, but in the system of Edomite supremacy, it is a sickness and a disease in their mind. You see, the things that you all do are a sickness and a disease unto us, but us waking up and leaving off from the lies and from the cultures that we've been taught is a sickness to you. They actually had a term called drapetomania for when a slave wanted to escape. They would put that label on him. He would have a disease, a mental condition known as drapetomania, meaning because you wanted to run away from oppression, you wanted to escape from a plantation, or, you know, you had a mental condition. And that's how they look at you. So to wake up out of being black, Hispanic, or Native American, which are not nationalities, okay, and turn back to what the scripture said, they're saying you have a problem. All right? He says chaplains have asked him how to identify early warning signs and how to talk to a player who was expressing interest in it. Okay? One team chaplain said that after a game last season, he was approached on the field by the opponent's chaplain who asked him about the influence of Hebrew Israelism in the locker room. So what's happening is prophecy is coming to pass. And what did the prophecy say? They would stand on their feet as a great army. They will remember themselves in the land of their captivity. All of these things are biblical. Okay? In the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. Okay? And it's happening in all sects of life. Now, the men who are out there pushing this word in sincerity and truth, hardcore, are mostly going to be the downtrodden, the poor of this world. All right? Base men. But what's happening is people are starting to take note of it. Okay, and they're repenting, they're thinking, they're starting to figure things out. And a lot of these athletes are getting ready to leave the NFL and the NBA because it's getting more and more down to the point of them being chipped, if some of them aren't already. Even in the NFL, there's talks of putting microchips in the equipment so that they can better track yardage and you know where it's going. And then you have these brothers who are listening, and the word is spreading, and they are hurt. So what are they doing? Calling guys like this. And if you think that this guy is going to get the job done, all right, then you got another thing coming, man. You see? They're not worried about people agreeing with all of these wicked and weird ideologies that are being spread throughout the earth. They're worried about you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans waking up to the fact that you're Israelites, man. Now, on the comment section, it says, were you actually hired by the NFL? Because earlier when I saw this, I was like, this could be